Edwards Air Force Base is home to more than 200 species of birds. Most of which are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918.
Some birds were hunted for their feathers, used in clothing and other artifacts. Like egrets, they would shoot for the plumes. They'd put them on ladies' hats. And then some birds, they'd collect the eggs for food. Hunters mastered their skills to the point where many species were starting to actually go extinct. One example of this is the passenger pigeon. When the Europeans first settled in this country, there was estimated to be billions of passenger pigeons. And by the 1900s, they had gone extinct. So in 1918, the Migratory Bird Treaty Act was signed to protect migratory birds.
The Migratory Bird Treaty Act states, "No person shall at any time, by any means or in any manner, take, possess, transport, or export any migratory bird, or any part, nest, or egg of any such bird."
Most birds on Edwards Air Force Base are protected under the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, which makes it illegal to take any bird or feathers, eggs, active nests, and so we need to protect these birds. And they often nest in areas that can be a bother to us. They like to nest in protected areas, and often these areas are in aircraft or on your house, and they can get in your way.
With the increase in development and building construction, the number of trees and other natural habitats for some birds has shrunk, leading these birds to build their nests near our homes, playgrounds, and offices. The Migratory Bird Treaty Act is meant to protect these birds and is designed to limit our contact with them. Hefty fines and even imprisonment can result from violating these rules. A fine of up to $15,000 and up to 2 years in prison can result from violating this act, even if you were not aware of the law. The most common migratory birds nesting in the housing and business areas around base are the brewer's blackbird, the house finch, the Say's phoebe, and even the common raven. These birds build their nest in the spring, but because of the favorable weather conditions at Edwards, they can often nest into the late summer. Some other migratory birds that are found around Edwards are the turkey vulture, the great horned owl, the burrowing owl, the red-tailed hawk, and the roadrunner. Every spring, migratory birds choose to nest in areas that can provide them with a suitable habitat. Often, our homes and businesses provide them that suitable habitat, but residents and employees can take certain measures to discourage birds from nesting in these areas. Residents can discourage birds from nesting near their homes by covering attic vents with wire mesh, filling holes in their bricks, removing or altering flat surfaces, enclosing eaves, and pruning vegetation around their homes.
Edwards Air Force Base is the home to many migratory bird species. These birds help to provide a balance in the ecosystem. They do this by keeping the number of rodents and pests under control. In the spring, the number of migratory birds on base grows because birds arrive to set up their nests, lay their eggs, and raise their young. Sometimes they decide to nest on your porches, trees, and bushes, and naturally, they leave droppings on whatever lies below. This can be a problem if a nest is located in eaves, porches, or over your car. To keep migratory birds from nesting in these areas, you can take preventative measures before nesting season begins. The nesting season here on Edwards generally falls between the months of February and August, with the strongest nesting period being in the late spring and early summer. For the attic vents and eaves, residents can enclose the areas by stapling or nailing wire mesh over the openings. To take away flat surfaces, residents can cover up the area, making it inaccessible to the birds. One way of doing this is by buying or making an angled wood block and placing it over the flat surface. If birds nesting in trees or bushes is a problem, residents can prune the vegetation to a point where it provides less cover and protection for the birds. They can also trim areas where nests would cause problems, like over a car or a patio. Once a migratory bird builds a nest and it has eggs or young in the nest cannot be taken, possessed, transported, or exported in any way. In other words, the nest must be left alone until the young have fledged and left the nest. With most migratory bird species, this can be several weeks or longer.
Migratory birds play a vital role in the fragile ecosystem at Edwards, and protecting the balance of creatures is important for the environment. Birds often eat snakes and bugs in our housing and business areas, and are a treat for bird watchers. Some of these birds have even inspired our pilots and engineers to name many of our nation's aircraft after them, such as the F-16 Falcon, the F-22 Raptor, and many others. Sharing our environment with these magnificent birds here at Edwards Air Force Base is definitely something worth striving for.